Hello, it's me, Casual Gamer, and welcome back to episode 2 of my Minecraft Survival Hardcore. And today we'll be talking about the transfer talk on the day before the transfer deadline day in England. But first of all, I just want to say, sorry for yesterday's video. It was not cut short, but I didn't have my timer on, so I didn't know how long we were going, and just in case it wouldn't be able to upload. And I've just made a few adjustments to the video this time. I've made the HUD a bit bigger so you can see the objects a bit more, and I've turned the music off and I've turned the sounds down because when I watched it back I heard that it was very loud and you could hardly hear my voice, so I've turned them right down so you can still hear a bit, but yeah, that's it. And today this is pre-recorded, the video, because I have a lot to talk about today, and I just want to get all the stuff over there because I've just started building a house. You'll see in the thingy, and I need to show you something on here that I get, which is very lucky. So basically what I want to talk about today is starting off with Manchester United. Yep, as an Arsenal fan, I wouldn't say they're the most hated team, but I do not like Manchester United. And Van Gaal said something in his press conference after the game against Swansea after they lost. He said that it was I can't actually remember what it was, but it was somewhere along the lines that he wouldn't be buying any more players. But that's not the case, of course, because now they've had a bid accepted and the deal is very close to be done for Anthony Martial. I don't know how to say his name, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce a lot of players' names. It's something along the lines of Marshall or Martial. He played against us last season in the Champions League where, yeah, we didn't get beat, yeah. Didn't matter about that, but let's continue. So they've had a bid accepted from Monaco and the deal is apparently close to being done. He's coming in for his medical now, and the chances of it not going through is very, very low because a lot of medicals don't go through, except for one that happened this season, but I can't exactly remember who it was. I think, was it Song? No, I don't think it was Song. It was someone who, I think, Leroy Ferguson, where he didn't pass his medical, but it's very unlikely that you don't pass your medicals nowadays. But yeah, so he's 19 years old. He's scored, I think, 11 goals in 59 games, but 29 starts in total for, I think it was Monaco and Lyon. Yeah, so he's 19 years old and he will become the most expensive team in the whole world, costing a total of 36 million, which is very expensive for an unproven team, where they could have bought, or they could have put a bid towards Cavani, who's proven. I know he's older, but a £36 million bid they could have put to him. You never know, it's up to them. But yeah, 36 million, and it could still be rising, which is absolutely mad. And just a quick fact here, Man United have three of the top 5 most expensive teams, with Rooney and Shaw up there as well. So yeah, I just want to get that out of the way. So Marshall. Next we move on to Hernandez, who's moved to Bayer Leverkusen, which I think is a really good buy for them for only 9 million, because he spent time on loan at Real Madrid, which shows that didn't do the best there, but it shows that they wanted him. And for only 9 million, I think it's a bargain. I would have wanted him at Arsenal. I don't know why Man United didn't keep him, especially after they've lost Falcao, they've lost Van Persie, and now they're buying Marshall. I don't know if it's who's a straight out striker or more of a Depay sort of player, like on the wing. But yeah, so you've got Hernandez gone, then you've also got Januzaj who's left the club, only on loan though, but especially after Van Gaal said he was in his plans for the season, he's went out on loan to Dortmund for the season, when the number 9 shirt, though. That just proves to me that, especially now that Blazikowski's went out on loan to, it's went out my mind, I think it's Fiorentina he's went out on loan. He just came up on Sky Sports News earlier, I saw it. But yeah, so he's went out on loan to, he's went out on loan to Fiorentina, so that suggests that I see him playing on the wing, him and Royce, if he's fit, and then playing Aubameyang up front, especially that they've got rid of Mobile, and Ramos hasn't struck form while he's been there, so it looks like he's going to be there. And this is what, look, just quickly, when I kill this zombie, boom, potato already. That's just what I wanted. Then I just run straight back into the house. I'm so glad I got that, because I was finding food supplies hard until you see the second half, where I find loads of cows and pigs, which I kill. But yeah, moving on now, we've got De Gea, which a bid has been accepted for 29 million, and Navas coming the other way. So De Gea's gone, which I think's right for him, because he's not getting into the Man United squad at the minute. but for 29 million, I don't know if I think Buffon's the only one who's more expensive. I think he's in the region of 30 million. I don't know, but the prices again could rise on that. So that's much I'll be getting in the money towards this Martial deal. And yeah, Navas coming the other way. And now, will Navas start or will Romero? Romero, who had a bit of a shaky game against Swansea, which I watched, the 2 goals he could have done better. I thought he could have. But you'll have to see, because they've got Valdez as well, who looks like he's staying, especially after he updated his cover photo on Facebook with the Manchester United badge. So them 3, who I think are top quality keepers, will have to fight for their place. Otherwise, I could see Valdez leaving. Anyways, so now we've got Lindegaard. Lindegaard is a keeper who's went out, who's been pushed now a 4th keeper, especially if the deal gets complete and Navas joins, then he's going to be 4th keeper, especially when last season he was only 2nd. So now he's been pushed back to 4th. So he's went on loan to West Brom. Not on loan, he's actually went for a free transfer to West Brom. Now, I don't know if it's Ben Foster who's injured. Yeah, I think Ben Foster. So is Fraser Forster. I think both the Forster and Fosters are injured. So I think he will get the starting role. Not too sure though, but he could. And then Evans, yesterday, after I done my video, I didn't get to talk about it, but Evans went there, I think, for 8 million, or 9 million, which I think is really expensive for Evans. But anyways, so Evans has went there. So now they've got 3 ex-Man United players. They had Fletcher from last season as well, who's now the captain. And so yeah, Man United have been letting a lot of players go. And I just wanted to say something about Hernandez. I forgot about this. He was just about to sign for who was it? West Ham. But then the deal went through because he was asking for 100 grand a week, which is very expensive, especially for a team like Sunderland, who are not on the richer sides. But yeah, so that was a really expensive for him. But then, on top of that, he wanted £90,000 per goal, which is absolutely mad. Imagine if he scored a hat-trick in a game. That's 270 grand on top of the 100 grand, which is 370 grand. It's mad. I could see why that deal fell through, but yeah, that's really all I wanted to talk about Man United. So now we're moving on to my beloved Arsenal, who have been linked today with Alexandre Pato, the wonder kid who never was. He had a lot of potential when he was at Milan. I don't know if he most probably did reach Brazil's squad, but he was topped up. But then injuries hit him and he went out to Brazil. He got fat, like Michael Johnson of Man City, who his career sank. Another wonder kid who could have been. But yeah, we've been linked with Pato, especially because he's started following us on Twitter, which is surprising because we're the only team he started following. So it just edges towards he could be joining the switch, especially who have been linked with Benzema, Cavani, Higuain, who we're still linked with, but apparently Napoli, I think the Serie A transfer window's shut, so they can't get anyone else in, so looks like he's not moving, and the France League's gone, so looks like Cavani's saying so, and Benzema said he's saying so. It looks like Pato's our last choice. Yeah. Anyways, Pato, yeah. I'm not too keen on him. It depends the price. If it's more than 15 million, if it's more than 15 million, I would say that we're getting ripped off. But you never know, it depends. So next, Man City again. De Bruyne happened after recording my video. So De Bruyne, 54 million, which is the second most expensive. They broke their transfer record twice in this window, have City. And De Bruyne, who I think is an excellent player. I've seen him play a couple of times for Dortmund. What am I about? For Wolfsburg, who I've just let Perisic go as well, but I think it's going to be. I think Man City are going to win the league. Well, you just think of it now: Sterling, Silva, and De Bruyne, how you say his name, in the attacking options. Then you've got just behind them Fernandinho and Yaya Toure, and then up front Aguero. If he stays fit, they're going to be. So I think they could even do well in the Champions League, especially. They've got a tough group though, so you never know. So now they've got them, but I'm just thinking, how are Man City buying all these players? They spent 49 million on Sterling, 33 on Otamendi, 54 on De Bruyne. Then they've got the Delph for 8 million. They've got Patrick Roberts for 12 million. And the financial fair play they've got. How are they making these massive buys? It's just, especially, it just frustrates me when we could have, you might not have wanted to join us, of course, but we could have bought them because apparently we have 200 million in the bank. But anyways, I'll plant my potato just there, just so I can get it, start growing it as soon as possible, get some more in. Hopefully I'll get some mine soon to make a bucket. But anyways, moving on, we've now got Chelsea. Another one with Mourinho saying that I'm sure in his press conference, he said, it was him who said, my transfer window is over, it's shut. He wouldn't be making any more buys. But now I cannot say his name, I'm sorry, it's Gilabogi. I think I'm saying that right. But yeah, he's coming 2.7 million, which is actually quite cheap. He's from Nantes, and I didn't know much about him, so I just did some research about him. I thought he was going to be like the pairing with Zuma. They were like two young centre-backs who are going to grow up and be Chelsea's main centre-backs of the future. But I've just realised he's 26. He's not, well, he's in his prime, I would say. He's not that young. 6'4", which is quite tall. And I think that he'll be pushing for the starting role with Zuma. I think them two could come in and form a centre-back and knock Cahill and Terry out, especially as you can see now, Terry looks like he's out of favour after he got sent off and he was brought off at half-time, and Cahill is not looking as sharp as last season, especially Terry, who had a best season I've ever seen him last season. Deservedly getting his 85 upgrade on FIFA that I saw this afternoon, sorry, just had to bring that in. But yeah, that's all about him. And then you've got we'll go back to Wolfsburg, letting De Bruyne go and letting Perisic, who's just went to Inter Milan. I just wanted to talk about how I think Wolfsburg have done a great deal. They've let go of De Bruyne for 54 million, and they've brought in Julian Draxler, who we were linked with, who I think, if he can get by his injuries, he will be a fantastic start. And he's German, so that just boosts up their German people in their squad. Especially Perisic and De Bruyne are Belgium, and I forgot what his nationality is. I forgot completely what his nationality is, but yeah, so now they've got Draxler, who's German, in their squad, who seems like a great buy, especially for, I'm sure it was only like 19 million, especially with they wanting 40 million off us 2 seasons ago. So now they've got him, who I think is a great replacement, and they've got the money that they've still left off De Bruyne for future development of the academy, or later on in the transfer windows. And now a shock transfer, well, I wouldn't say a shock transfer, but for going to Watford, you've got Ibarbo, who is apparently going to be joining them, is close to joining them, and I'm just when I saw this, I just thought, oh, FIFA squads next season, because now I don't think he'll be used that much, but for the people who, like me, who buy packs and get absolutely no one, who have really 50k teams, stuff like that, will be using them, because like Sanchez is I can't think of the right wings. Navas he won't be that expensive, but Barber will be a go-to guy to start of your cheap BPL squads. But yeah, I saw him play in the World Cup, and I thought he did great. And he moved to Roma, and I don't know how well he did at Roma, but it doesn't look like he's done that well. But, well, neither has Doumbia, because I thought them two were going to be quite good together. But yeah, well, Doumbia has been loaned back to CSK Moscow, and then now you've got a Barber going to be joining Watford. So yeah, looks like that. Looks like he's gone there. I've got to say, the Prem's getting a lot of quality players lately, especially with De Bruyne coming into the Premier League. He's a great addition, even though he did play in here once. Will he do it again? Because he didn't do it at Chelsea. And my last talking point of the thingy is Barini, the one who rejected Sunderland a couple of weeks ago, and now he's signed for them. So he spent not last season, the season before that at Sunderland, and he had quite a good season, not the best season, but he had a good season, and I'm sure he only scored like 6 goals or something, but there were a lot against the Derby, against Newcastle, which were vital goals, and that boosted his morale, is that the right word, throughout the team, and the fans started to like him better because he scored them goals. And now he's joined back, I think it was for 4.75 million. I'm not really sure. I'm sure it was something around that. He's 24 years old, so he's still got loads left, and he's a list of strikers who Sunderland have now got with Defoe and Fletcher. And I looked at his stat on Sky Sports when I was watching it this morning, and now that they've signed him, it was like since 2012-2013 season which he was there. Wait a minute, so no, I think it was the season after, but since that season, Sunderland's top goal scorer, and he is still in it, even though there's been 2 seasons or 1 season in between him, and he's still on that list, which is mad, considering that he wasn't playing the last season. It just shows how much Sunderland need a decent striker, and I think he'll do a good job at them, especially with Lens, and then you've got Mvia behind, and you've got like Rodwell as well. So yeah, that's my transfer talk today, and tomorrow it's transfer deadline day, and I will be talking about that right until the end. Hopefully Arsenal will sign someone, but yeah, I'll be talking about the other clubs there and here and there. So I've got for every club I wanted to today. I will talk about more tomorrow, and I really hope you enjoyed the episode. If you want to comment anything, what you want us to talk about tomorrow, any questions you've got, feel free to ask them in the comment section, and if you would like and comment, that would be great. See you later.